Hi all and welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're all doing okay. I just wanted to bring you up to date with a few things that has happened over the qualifying session. If you listen to the media, you would believe that the coming together slight incident between Hamilton and Russell was a major incident, accident, whatever you want to call it, but it simply wasn't. So the media are getting a bit obsessed with that one, but I also want to chat quickly about Pierre Gasly. 2 penalties, poor guy, but we'll get into that right now. So Pierre Gasly has been hit with a double penalty from the FIA after being penalised for 2 separate incidents. The Alpine driver qualified 4th on the grid for tomorrow's race, but will drop to 10th after receiving 2 3-place grid penalties for impeding other drivers during qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix. Poor old Charles Leclerc, he was at a loss to explain his poor performance in qualifying after he was knocked out of Q1. Leclerc will start 19th for Sunday's race after a dramatic qualifying session whereby he slid down the grid and couldn't improve on his time, and he was left confused as to why he struggled. He said, "I nearly lost it during the red flag in Q1 for gravel on the track, and I was at 70 kph and there was just no warning. The left-hand corners were really bad with the rear right tyre, and I first thought that it was the tyre. So we went for a new set of tyres, and on the new set of tyres it was exactly the same feeling. Right-hand corners were really good, left-hand corners completely off. So we'll have to check it out, but I will be very surprised if we don't find something on the car. And if they do find something, and under Parc Fermé conditions, instead of starting 19th, he may actually start from the pit lane. So that'll be one to watch for poor Charles Leclerc. But also with Sergio Perez and George Russell, Sergio Perez said it was unbelievable as he failed to make it into Q3. George Russell had a similarly bad session as he was knocked out in Q2 also. So then we come on to this story in the media. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell had a small collision during qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix. Hamilton had been set to start a flying lap when he came across George Russell on the straight. Russell moved over to the right and Hamilton steered to the left to go past and overtake Russell. But when Russell went back to the left, Hamilton had to take evasive action and the pair collided, resulting in front wing end plate damage for Hamilton, who then hit out at his teammate over team radio, and Russell later apologised to Hamilton for the incident. Hamilton believes there was no malice in their coming together. He said, "Everyone is starting their laps from turn 12. When I came out of turn 12, there was no one ahead of me, so I got on the gas. I started to pick up the pace. I came around 13, and George looked like he was going into the pit lane. So I kept it going, and then suddenly he cut back across, which was obviously a bit confusing. I didn't even know he was ahead. I think he had bailed out of his lap or something like that. I was towing him just in case he was giving me a tow, and he started to move to the right. So I was like, he is going to give me a tow. So I went to the left and he started coming back across. So just a misunderstanding." And Max Verstappen got quite irate with his Red Bull engineer after refusing to push during FP3 due to concerns about the wet track. Verstappen said over his radio, "I don't feel comfortable pushing here on the wet track." Red Bull engineer said, "Everyone else is pushing, just let us know what you're doing." Verstappen replied, "I don't give a what everyone else is doing. It doesn't make any sense." And I kind of agree with him, because he's the one out on the track. He knows what the conditions are like, and I suppose the engineers do have telemetry, but it doesn't really show a true picture of what the driver's experiencing on the track at the time. So I just thought I would clear that up with Lewis and George. George was moving out of the way of a Ferrari as Hamilton was going past George, and that's where the misunderstanding came into him, moving across in front of him. But he could face a penalty for that because the FIA are investigating it. So, anyway, let's have your predictions for tomorrow's race, which, you got Leclerc obviously starting 19th, potentially the pit lane. You've also got Perez and Russell lined up on the same row. So it could be an interesting race, especially from the back, because they're going to be fighting to improve on their positions. But yeah, anyway, thanks for your time and thanks for watching. If you like what I do, please like and subscribe, and also press the notification bell so that you get future warnings of my uploads. So until next time, enjoy the race tomorrow, and I'll chat to you soon.